Dear friends, welcome to this week's virtual Drasha. This week we have the incredible privilege to read Parshas Vayeshev. And we know again, the Parsha is such an overwhelmingly traumatic and tragic one. Brother turns against brother. The brothers sell Yosef down to Mitzrayim, and this begins a tragic narrative that really extends all the way through the end of Chumash Bereshis. But the parsha begins in a seemingly straightforward way. First pasuk in the parsha, Parak Lamed Zayin, pasuk Aleph, Vayeshev Yaakov be'eretz Migorei Aviv be'eretz Canaan. Yaakov Avinu literally again sat or dwelled in the land of the dwellings of his fathers in Eretz Canaan. Yaakov Avinu is finally back home. After all of the years with Lavan, after all of the years on the run, after the confrontation on last week's parsha, Yaakov Avinu is finally home. And Rashi HaKadosh quotes the Medrash and says something amazing. Why does the Torah use lashon of Vayeshev? That literally again Yaakov Avinu sat. It could have said Vayechi, Vayehi, Vayagar. Why Vayeshev? And Rashi says something. According to the Medrash, Bikesh Yaakov Leshev Bashalva. Yaakov Avinu, what did he want? He wanted tranquility. The lashon of yeshiva is an expression of tranquility. Bikesh Yaakov Leshev Bashalva. Yaakov Avinu wants tranquility. He wants peace. Yaakov Avinu has been through so much in the last 2+ decades. Everything you could possibly imagine through the death of Rachel Imenu in last week's parsha, Yaakov Avinu has suffered it. So if you ask Yaakov, what do you want out of life? Peace and quiet. Peace and quiet. And that's why the lashon of Vayeshev. Yaakov dwelt, he sat, he just wanted to sit. He just wanted peace and tranquility. And the Rashi goes on, Kafatz alav rog zosha Yosef. Just as Yaakov Avinu wanted this tranquility, what happens? The entire story, the entire Maisa, the entire episode with Yosef now bubbles up. And Rashi goes on, Tzadikim mevakshim le'shei b'shalva. In general, tzadikim want tranquility. Right? If you look at most great people, what they want more than anything is tranquility. Avraham Avinu was happy doing his thing. David HaMelech was happy being a shepherd. Moshe Rabbeinu was happy shepherding his father-in-law's flock in Midian. Great people often just want tranquility. Omer HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and the Rebbe Shalom says, Lo dayin l'tzadikim ma'ashem etukan le'olam haba. So the HaKadosh Baruch Hu says to the tzadikim, what? It's not enough that you're going to have tranquility in the world to come. But you want tranquility in this world as well? And it's perhaps one of the most enigmatic, comprehension-defying Rashis. And again, it's not Rashi, it's Rashi quoting the Medrash Tanchuma. But what does this mean? Think about this. Yaakov Avinu, what does he want? He's not asking for money. He's not asking for covet. He's not asking for all. He's asking for tranquility. And I would say that he's earned it. After having lived through all that he lived through, I think that Yaakov Avinu has absolutely earned it. And yet the Medrash says, quoted by Rashi, says almost like a chutzpah. A chutzpah. It's not enough that you can have tranquility in the world to come. You want tranquility here also? Almost as if this is the most ridiculous thing to ask for. Almost as if it's a chutzpah for the tzaddik to ask for tranquility in this world. You're going to have it in the next world. You need it here also? What's the pshat? What's the pshat? Yeah, why can't the tzaddik have some tranquility in this world as well? Why is it that tranquility has to be something that escapes the righteous in this world and they can only have it in the world to come? Why can't you have it in both worlds? Why can't there be shalva? Why can't there be Vayeshev in this world as well as in the next world? And perhaps what Rashi is coming to teach us is something amazing. If you look at the lashon of Rashi, Rashi says, Vayeshev, Bikesh Yaakov Leshev B'shalva. Yaakov Avinu, it doesn't say Bikesh Yaakov Lagor B'shalva, but Bikesh Yaakov Leshev. Leshev B'shalva, what does Leshev mean? To sit. To sit, by definition, means you're static. You're not mobile. You're not moving. And perhaps what Rashi is saying is like this. If you're going to look for tranquility in this world through yeshiva, through sitting, through static, non-action, staying in place, there is no tranquility to be found in yeshiva. There's no tranquility to be found in sitting and staying in one place. Dear friends, let me explain this to you for just a moment. If you think about like the most tranquil moments you've ever had in life, I think You would think, right? Person thinks most tranquil moments, I like think about a vacation, or I think about a time where I'm off from work. But I think what you'll discover is something amazing. The most tranquil moments in life is not when you're sitting on a beach doing nothing. That's relaxing. Right? The most tranquil moments is not, when you're off from work doing nothing, just like staring at the stars. The most tranquil moments in life are those moments, I think, when you're accomplishing, when you're doing something. There's a certain inner serenity that comes from knowing that you're living a purposeful, meaningful, and directed life. When I know that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, when I know that I'm operating on all cylinders, I may be exhausted through and through, but I feel tranquil. When I'm sitting on vacation, I'm relaxing. And relaxation is wonderful, but relaxation is not the same thing as shalva, not the same thing as tranquility. Tranquility is the feeling you have when you know that you're living the life you need to be living. And that's why, when we're not, right? Whether it's I'm in a career that's not fulfilling, or I'm in a place that is not in a good situation in life, you could be relaxed, but you're not tranquil. Shalva, that inner tranquility is the feeling you get when you know that you're living the life that you need to be living, the life that HaKadosh Baruch Hu needs you to live, when you're actualizing the shlichus that HaKadosh Baruch Hu needs you to actualize. That's where shalva comes. The Medrash is saying, people make a mistake in life. They think, Bikesh Yaakov Leshev B'shalva. They think that shalva, tranquility, comes from yeshiva. I'm gonna relax. I'm sitting, I'm catching my breath. That's where shalva comes from. And Kadosh Baruch Hu says, Lo dayin letzadikim ma shematukin la'olam haba. It's not enough that tzadikim have tranquility in the world to come. Now remember again, how does the Rambam describe the world to come? Listen to this. Tzadikim yoshvim va'atarosehem berashehem. What's the world to come? The righteous sit. Their crowns are on their head. You see, in Olam Haba, there is tranquility, right? There is shalva with sitting, because in Olam Haba, there's no dynamic activity. In the world to come, there's no shlichos, there's no agency. In the world to come, there's no mission. In the world to come, there's nothing to do. In the world to come, tranquility comes through sitting and deriving benefit of the life that you lived. So you want tranquility through sitting, you want tranquility through passivity, tranquility through non-action. There is a time you have that. That's Olam Haba. That's the world to come. Tzadikim yoshvim, the righteous sit, and the crown of their good deeds remains perched on their heads. HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, Tzadikim, in the world to come, you'll have tranquility with yeshiva. But that's not this world. That's not this world. This world, you want shalva, you want relaxation. Go on a vacation. You want shalva, you want tranquility, that feeling of inner contentment, that feeling of inner peace, that feeling ultimately, again, that you are living the life that you are meant to live. That does not come in moments of passivity. That does not come in moments of relaxation. That does not come in moments of vacation. That comes in moments of dynamic activity. And that's what Rashi HaKadosh is saying. Yaakov Avinu's mistake, kiviyachol, was Bikesh Yaakov Leshev B'shalva. His mistake was that his tranquility could come through passivity. That does happen. After 120, that's in the world to come. But in this world, if you want tranquility, there's got to be action, dynamic activity. And dynamic activity is going to come with its fair share of turbulence and its fair share of disappointment, disillusionment, heartbreak. But ultimately, that's the only way to find the tranquility that you're really looking for. We make this mistake between equating tranquility and relaxation. If I'm relaxed, I'll have shalva. But shalva is this very unique emotional, spiritual state where I may be exhausted through and through, but I'm so at peace because I know I'm living my best life. I know that I'm doing what HaKadosh Baruch Hu, or at least I think that I'm doing what HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants of me. You can be relaxed by taking a long weekend. You can be relaxed by going to the beach. You can be relaxed by staring at the stars, watching the waves. Enjoy it. And relaxation is an important part of life. But relaxation does not translate into shalva. does not translate into tranquility. Tranquility only comes not through yeshiva, not through sitting, not through passivity, but only through dynamic activity. Yaakov Avinu's mistake, Bikesh Yaakov Leshev b'shalva. He wanted tranquility with passivity. Kadosh Baruch Hu says you could have that after 120 in the world to come. But in this world, if you want tranquility, you got to work hard. And I know it sounds like a bit of an anomaly, but dear friends, an incredibly important lesson for us. Because I think for many of us, tranquility escapes us. Shalva, that feeling of inner quietude, that feeling of inner equilibrium. It often escapes us. And I think we think that it escapes us because we need more time to relax. But in reality, a lot of times shalva escapes us because we're not working hard enough, or we're not working in the way we need to be working. Tranquility comes in those moments when you know you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Tranquility comes in those moments when I'm actualizing my shlichus, my spiritual agency. Tranquility comes ultimately when I push myself hard and I know that I'm living the life that HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants me to lead. Tranquility in this world comes only through dynamic, directed effort. Tranquility in the world to come, after 120, will come when we sit back in the presence of the Shekhinah and ultimately, again, take in the enormity of the beautiful life that we led. But in this world, if we want relaxation, go on vacation. But if we want tranquility, we should be Zochem Yirtz Hashem to work for it. Wishing everyone a good night of Shabbos and a beautiful Shabbos Kodesh.